Schlatt, you were in L.A. and we went
I
to the
was in
roast.
L.A. I went to the roast. Ted asked, Schlatt, do you think maybe I can come to the roast with me?
So generally, it is.
And I said,
polite-
yeah, maybe you'll be able to come to the roast. Let me ask and see if you can come. And then, thankfully, Cutie Cinderella is just such a nice woman, and she said, yeah, of course, Ted can come. And Ted was like,
let me tell you the real story here. I will tell you the real story here because Schlatt's like, oh, I'm doing this roast for Ludwig, and I'm like, oh, could you ask if I could come along? And then Schlatt got really weird about it. He was like, well, I don't know, Ted. I don't know if I can do it. He got all nervous. He didn't know what to do. And I was like, well, I mean, it's a pretty normal thing if there's an event to just to ask on another friend's behalf. And now here he is slandering me once again, acting like I was crying in Baby Town. But no, it's a very normal thing to do, Schlatt.
No, it is a very normal thing to do.
I appreciate you asking on my behalf.
Yeah,
it was a fun event to go to.
It was nice to have you there, Ted. And then the next day when I was home and we decided, hey, all the friends are going to hang with Pokimane today. Ted once again comes crawling back to me.
You are my friend in LA. I want to hang out with you.
You think you'd be okay?
Okay, Schlatt, you're setting a terrible standard for our listeners out here that you cannot ask a friend to come along to the events when they're visiting your area.
No, you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I hate you. See, I was just like, yeah. My body was telling me yes. But my mind was telling me no.
That's such a confusing thing, because why? I think
Because,
all
Ted,
of the comments, you've convinced yourself and all of our viewers that I'm just like the most terrible person, and in that moment you started to believe it. Like you weren't, because Schlatt and I hadn't seen each other in more than a year and a half at this point too. So
Right.
at this point, he's probably totally believing the lies that he himself has been constructing about me.
I've gaslit myself into not liking Ted from this podcast.
yourself.
I'm like, wait, didn't this guy break my kneecaps at a baseball game in the 7th grade?
I don't know if I want to bring this guy to the Ludwig
It's
roast.
like I
He's
still
gonna think
feel it every time I look
He's
at
gonna
it.
come in there and beat the crap out of him with his Crocs.
Yeah.
Ted, that's not a roast. That's just breaking his bones, buddy.